Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So the crypto market today saw a little bit of a boost. Not much, but a bit. Stellar looks to be one of the highest gainers at just over 6%, now trading at 11.5 cents. And the rest of the market, about 0.5% here or there. But guys, we've seen this kind of thing over the last few months. If your coin is not that gainer today, it will be someday. So do not fret, do not panic, do not sell your coins unnecessarily because another coin is doing well today. I guess that's ultimately the take-home message I want to convey. And in the news today, we have XRP Meets Finn, the head of Ripple-backed XRPL Labs, is lending his support to a project that brings XRP payments to Microsoft Outlook. So not only can you send tips now via Twitter, he is making this also a more formal process by being able to send people tips via Microsoft Outlook. So this article just explains that Meets Finn was able to send tips via Twitter, and now he's allowing users to send XRP to anyone they want via email, even if the receiver doesn't have an XRP address. And that's similar to how we're receiving our XRP on Twitter. And it's an add-on for Microsoft Outlook, and it seems as though they are currently also working on a Gmail version, so that could be really cool. You got to think of how many people are still using email out there, and if there is the option to be able to send people money via your email in the form of cryptocurrency like XRP, how could that transform the world? And it seems as though Ripple's description when they talk about how we want to make the internet of value, kind of like how making emails changed the way we send letters and sent messages. This is now becoming somewhat of an integrated comparison using the email to send XRP, which I think is an interesting thought. Next here, regarding Citibank, this was interesting because, let me read the title. Could Citibank turn to Ripple after ditching their Citicoin project? And as you know, JPM Coin created a coin. But because of the backlash, Citibank is now rethinking their thoughts of producing a coin. So Gulrul Atak, the global head of innovation at Citi, reflected to CoinDesk on some of the causes for the cancellation of the plan for launching their own bank crypto, which are seemingly related to the negative public reaction and subsequent failure of similar projects such as the JPM coin. Based on our learnings from the experiment, we actually decided to make meaningful improvements in the existing rails by leveraging the payment ecosystem, and within that ecosystem, we are considering the fintechs as well, or the regulators around the world as well, including SWIFT. So they haven't come up with a solid solution yet, but this could be good for XRP and Ripple. I think part of the problem still is the question around the regulatory clarity. We still don't know what is happening with that. This article does state that they had been in the works for about 4 years, since about 2015, to develop their coin, and now it looks as if they are just ditching it altogether. Clearly, bank coins, as Brad Garlinghouse has mentioned, aren't the way to go when you can just use a digital asset like XRP to settle. But Citibank is in business today, and Citibank can't wait. So allegedly, the XRapid and XCurrent systems could very well serve the same needs as the Citicoin, such as speeding internal transactions while lowering costs. However, it seems as if the use of XRP will still have to wait, pretty much because just like SWIFT, its viability is largely determined by its level of adoption. And adoption. I think this is partially why the JPM coin had to kind of work within the atmosphere that they had set out for it in terms of the very narrow scope of how they were going to use JPM coin at the beginning. Cryptocurrency regulations are not ironed out, and so everything has to kind of work together in order for this adoption to take place. So could this be the beginning of a new trend we see with banks, as opposed to starting their own cryptocurrencies as JPM did, for them to finally realize that maybe that's not the best method of moving forward? Maybe it is to just adopt a technology that already exists, namely Ripple and the XRP cryptocurrency token to settle payments instantly. Well, it's still up in the air. Only time will tell. And another piece I wanted to talk about here, the Mexican regulations and how it could affect XRP. Could it hurt XRP? Well, I did a little bit more research on this, and it's kind of a double-edged sword, to be honest with you. So first, we have seen several reports over the past months describing how different countries are looking to regulate cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies. All right, this is just kind of setting up the article. Mexico seems to be the next country to hit the headlines with regards to cryptocurrency regulation, not so far behind Venezuela, who have also been in the news. Last week on the 10th of March, the Bank of Mexico or BanxiCo, released a statement in the official Gazette of the Federation detailing their new plan to regulate cryptocurrency. Sometimes regulations can be positive, like we have seen in Japan, for example. However, with regards to Mexico, the cryptocurrency think the current moves in the country could be devastating for the global Bitcoin industry. So we're kind of jumping all over the place in the title. We're saying, could it hurt XRP? And now we're talking about the Bitcoin industry. So this is a bit confusing. Ultimately, Mexico is the endpoint of the biggest remittance corridor in the world, the second largest population of migrants, the sixth most visited country by tourists, and is the country with the largest number of free trade agreements. The Mexican economy has a lot to gain from the industrial application of virtual assets to facilitate free trade, tourism, and financial inclusion. The impact goes beyond the crypto industry. I believe it damages the economy as a whole. And as I said, I did a little bit more research on this, and the Bank of Mexico's attempt to regulate crypto is a disaster, Exchange CEO explains. Now, does this mean they're going to ban cryptocurrencies? No. Does it mean that they're going to foster a healthy cryptocurrency trading ecosystem? No. And I'll tell you what I mean in a second, and it's actually not so terrible for XRP in particular. It might be worse for other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything else that the public would want to trade. So down here, they give a bit of an explanation on that restriction, not prohibition. So just up here, it says Mexico's Congress passed a law to regulate fintech companies in March last year, putting BanxiCo in charge of determining which cryptocurrencies would be authorized to offer to the public by regulated entities. At the time, the crypto community and stakeholders were hopeful that the central bank would introduce positive regulations to foster the fintech sector and the country's economy as a whole. However, when BanxiCo finally published its circular, it essentially stipulated that they wouldn't authorize any cryptocurrency to be offered by regulated financial companies. Instead, what they are going to do is this. BanxiCo mentions that it seeks to take advantage of the use of the technology of these cryptocurrencies as long as they are used for internal operations of financial institutions. So, does this mean that people can trade freely in Mexico? Or at least will the Mexican government allow their people to do that? It doesn't sound like that's the path they are moving along. This does not mean that operations with cryptocurrencies are prohibited, but they are going to be very limited, it seems, in this very narrow definition of how cryptocurrencies are going to be used as technology for internal operations of financial institutions. So I think in that regard, they are looking at XRP and realizing, okay, well, it is used to settle transfers. Mexico's a big corridor for that with the United States. We've been talking to Ripple. This is my thought, at least, that they've been talking. They understand Ripple. They know what XRP is used for, and they are trying to just regulate XRP type coins used between institution to institution, not for the public, for financial transfers. And so is XRP safe? Could it be safe in Mexico? It's a possibility. By the way this reads, it sounds like that's what they are doing. Now, what does that mean for the rest of the population who have coins, who want to trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, other coins freely amongst themselves? It doesn't sound like Mexico wants to regulate that kind of a market. And so what if Mexicans have XRP that they want to trade? Well, that is an interesting question. I don't know what the answer to that is, but my thought would be that they wouldn't be able to trade their XRP in Mexico, or maybe they would. Maybe they would allow XRP as an exception. You can sell it to the financial institution or the bank, or maybe Mexicans would have to go and use another cryptocurrency exchange in another country to trade their XRP. I'm not sure. Again, guys, I am just speculating on this. These regulations haven't even been hammered out fully, but this is what it's looking like, at least in Mexico. But that still is a positive thing for XRP and XRP holders. It looks as though Mexico wants to use the technology that Ripple has created in order for cross-border transactions. So although this news sounds kind of depressing, it does seem as though this is what they're doing. They're focusing solely on coins like XRP to settle transfers, and that's what they're focusing their regulation on. Nevertheless, the cryptocurrency space is very, very interesting. Many new developments are happening every day, and I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.